on, please, come on, please. Yes, thank God.
911, this is Becky. What's your emergency?
Please, we need your help. My friend with very, very skinny legs. He was given the biggest beating I've ever seen.
Okay, sir, I'm gonna need you to calm down just a bit. And I do see that your friend does indeed have some very skinny legs. Can you tell if he's brethren?
I'm not sure. He played against Tua, Tyreek Hill, and the Cowboys defense all at the same time.
Sir, is this about a fantasy football team?
Yeah, I'm talking about a fantasy team. What do you think? Hello? Welcome back, fellow managers, to this week's Manager's Message.
Why do you keep doing this to us?
Half of us are winners. Notice I said us when I said winners because I am part of that half. And half of you are losers. I mean, at the end of the season, pretty much all of you will be losers to me.
Because I love meat, believe it.
We had a few pretty high-scoring teams this week. Austin T-Dog put up 146, kind of wasted it against Jerry's 67. And of course, Super Duper Wacky Razzles laid the wood to the back of Haas's head. He put up 188 points. That gives you a really solid start as far as tiebreakers go.
Nobody going to stop me.
Over 75% of our playoff contenders have won week 1 throughout the past in our league, so it is very good to start off with a win. And for those of you who have lost, thank you for your help. I appreciate that. Let's take a quick look at the matchups that happened last week, and then we can talk about all the matchups coming up in week 2.
And here we go.
First up, one of the more uneventful games of the week, the Austin T-Dog. Oh God, not again. The Austin, Texas G-Dog Warriors gave Jerry's Deadly Venoms a pretty solid beating this week. And he did it with a fairly balanced attack. Christian McCaffrey, Calvin Ridley, and the Jets defense leading the way. And technically, you could have still played Cooper Kupp instead of Drake London because he got 0 points as well.
0.0.
And for poor Jerry, the only one that even showed up was Aaron Jones, who had a huge game, but Lamar let you down. Saquon let you down. Dallas Goedert, was he even playing in that game? And the Dolphins defense is not very good. I could see your team putting up as many points as the Texas G-Dog Warriors, but that sure as hell didn't happen today, Jerry.
Damn.
Next up, another game that wasn't even close. Super Duper Wacky Dazzle pretty much had this one in hand the entire day. The Cowboys defense was just an exclamation point on an already huge beatdown.
I ain't seen a beating like that since somebody stuck a banana in my pants and turned the monkey loose.
Obviously, when your receiver puts up over 200 yards with 2 touchdowns, you're going to have a pretty solid day. And it doesn't hurt when your quarterback drops 466 yards. Haas's team actually showed up. It's not like they were in the training camp rust that a lot of our other teams were. Austin Eckler and Travis Etienne were pretty good for you. They did what they were supposed to. And the Saints defense showed up as well. But otherwise, I think everybody else was kind of a letdown. They didn't completely disappear for you like Jerry's team did, but they didn't really help you out either.
Baby, come back.
But guess what? Didn't matter. This guy put up 188 on you. You're gonna lose when somebody drops 188 on you.
Yup.
Here we go. Simply Slats took care of that dark side gray wolf. Just the one. I think if there was a pack of them, he probably would have some trouble. This contest went pretty much how I said it would have. Travis Kelce not even playing on Thursday was not a great start for the Wolf. Patrick Mahomes played like a mere mortal, and absolutely no one else showed up for you. So maybe you should have more than one Wolf, because one isn't working for you.
Hey, shut your mouth.
Next up, as predicted, the Polk High Panthers took out the South Park Cows. I'm not extremely proud of this victory, but I will take it. I will not give it back. I'm gonna keep it.
Take it! It's yours!
I don't think either of our teams really lived up to their potential, and I think that goes for Dave's team far more than it does for mine. Justin Fields had a pretty rough day. He did get a lucky touchdown at the end. That's probably what secured my win for me. Brian Robinson had a solid day. Nick Chubb had a solid day. And the Eagles defense put up a really good number for a defense. But other than that, it wasn't a great day. T. Higgins with a big goose egg is not that great.
I hope you're hungry. For nothing.
The fact that Joe Burrow only put up 3 points it makes it okay. Basically a wash. And almost exactly what I said, Justin Jefferson was a beast for you. The rest of the team, however, they didn't show up.
Where exactly were you?
And then finally, the only really close game were these two pathetic teams that couldn't get over 90. Only 3 players broke their projections in this whole game. So really nobody had anybody that did any good. Both of these teams had a fairly mediocre showing, but Ryan's was the best of the mediocre bunch. Now on to week 2. This week, almost all of the losers will get a chance at redemption to try to take out one of the winners, except for one matchup.
Do you see what happens, Larry, when you fuck a stranger in the ass?
First up, we have the 1-0 Seminoles taking on the 0-1 Hostile. Now, Hossa and his team actually scored far more points than Ryan did, but Ryan got to play against the second lowest scoring team in the league, so he got the win.
Lucky.
Now, ESPN has the Noles projected for a 1-point victory. But when you take a closer look, that is because, for some reason, Hossa has Austin Eckler on the bench. It's because Eckler will be out this week, so the Seminoles don't have to face him. However, Hossa had a pretty good showing on Thursday night with Hurts and Addison putting up 42. A.J. Brown putting up only 6 for the Seminoles really digs a hole for them. I think if Pacheco and Keenan Allen have good days, the Seminoles have a chance. I could see this being a close game, but for some reason, I think that Hossa might actually get a win this week.
Hey, I doubt it.
Okay.
Next up, we have the Polk High Panthers, woo, woo, versus the motherfucking Tumbles. Well, much like last week, I agree with ESPN as far as who's going to win the matchup. It's just by how much is where we disagree.
You're entering a world of pain, Walter.
I think Justin Fields turns it around this week. T. Higgins can't do worse than he did last week. I'm even thinking of benching him and playing Ayuk, but that would be a bad idea. I feel like I should be okay. I put up 99 points with T. Higgins putting up a goose egg, and I had to replace Mark Andrews last minute, which gave me a whole 1 point.
Well, boo fucking who.
So having Andrews in there this week, I feel pretty confident that we can take on Tumbles. Just got to make sure if Deshaun gets any touchdowns that they all go to Nick Chubb. And hopefully the Bengals turn it around on the Ravens and make your defense cry for their mommies. Next up, the 1-0 Simply Slats versus the 0-1 South Park Cows. Sorry about that, Dave.
I apologize for nothing.
This is another close matchup according to ESPN. I guess they assume that Joe Burrows might show up for Dave this week. I expect that as well. He didn't play any of the preseason. Last week should have been his Shake the Rust game off, so I do expect Joe Burrows to show up this week for you. I think James Cook is probably not the best guy to have in the lineup.
Not a good decision.
For Dave, as long as Joe Burrow can have some sort of a decent day, and Jefferson already dropped 27 on Thursday, so Slats has some catching up to do. And Simply Slats won with Josh Allen kind of underperforming for him. I would expect that team turns it around a little bit as well. So I think that this Stephon Diggs, Josh Allen stack is going to come in pretty handy for you this week. I might have to agree with ESPN here. This probably is going to come down to whoever's quarterback performs better.
I used to be able to throw a pigskin quarter mile.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
For some reason, something's telling me to go with Dave on this one. So I'm going to pick Slats. Next up, we have this season's very first Pooper Bowl. That's right, it's 2 losers in the same game. What's funny is these teams that together make up an 0-2 record have some of the higher projections for the week. I believe Dark Side Grey Wolves getting Travis Kelce back is going to make a huge difference. That Mahomes-Kelce stack is going to be deadly on many, many weeks, and this could be the one.
I'm a beast out here! I'm a beast!
Travis Kelce is going to be angry. Obviously, they need him in a game to win, and they're going to probably use him to make sure that they don't start out 0-2. Jerry, I don't think you have a bad team. I think you're just about to run into a buzzsaw with that Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce. They could have 5 touchdowns all by themselves. If for some reason that connection falls down, Jerry, it's all yours for the taking. But right now, I'm going to have to make a rational decision and stick with the Grey Wolf. And what's better than watching a Pooper Bowl? Well, we got the Super Bowl. That's right, the top 2 teams in the league have to face each other this week, right away. The Austin, Texas G-Dog Warriors are taking on the behemoth that is Super Duper Wacky Razzles. I think the Tua Hill combo is really going to kill us this year. 466 yards for the quarterback last week, 215 yards for the receiver last week. That said, you're not getting 188 again this week. I don't see that happening.
Oh yeah? Watch this.
Both teams got really good performances out of their players on Thursday night, so I really do think this one could come right down to the wire. I don't really think you're dropping 188 points again, but I do think that you're going to get the win over the Austin, Texas G-Dog Warriors. But any team with Christian McCaffrey has a chance. We know this.
No chance.
All right, guys, there you go. Manager's Message, Week 2 in the books. Thank you guys for watching, and may the garbage time touchdowns forever be in your favor.
You're playing, and you think everything is going fine, but then one thing goes wrong, and then another, and another. And you try to fight back, but the harder you fight, the deeper you sink, till you can't move. You can't breathe, because you're in over your head, like quicksand.